Dope.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, man, got to do it. It has to happen because right now I'm running too many speeds. So
I hear
yeah.
you.
So the recording is launched, so we should be good to go. I don't know. Yeah, what do you want to play, Bill? What's striking your fancy
I don't know,
today?
man. I'm kind of thumbing through these best for two just to see if anything jumps out at me, but I'm not
Hmm.
nothing jumping out. Great. Whoop. That's not what I meant to click on. Isn't there like a Splendor Duel or something like that?
There is Splendor
I haven't
Duel.
played
Yep.
that version. I see Splendor. I've played that, but I haven't played the Duel version.
Well, the duel is different. I haven't played
Yeah,
it
I
in a
see
little
that.
bit, so it might be like we'd have to teach it kind of thing.
Yeah, we don't really have time for that today.
Not today. For those of you who will watch this later, it'll be post Gen Con, but man, leaving for Gen Con tomorrow morning with Love Thy Nerd, and so super stoked for the show. It's actually my first Gen Con, which is crazy because we're leading a team of like there's 24 of us, so there's a lot going on, a lot of different moving pieces. Still kind of working through all that. But yeah, so taking off in the morning, and it's just been so much going on, dude. Can we talk about this, Bill? The last like what I
Yeah,
guess I
let's
guess
talk.
now it's Tuesday. So from Friday through Sunday was like so crazy, bro. Like crazy, crazy. And I know people say that like, oh, it was crazy. Like I mean like actually
Yeah.
literally like crazy. Um so Friday had a. I'll let you look for games. I'll play whatever you want to play,
Yeah,
and then I'll
you
just talk,
talk.
share this story. So
We'll just kick things off.
Friday went to a very heavy funeral for a 17-year-old. Is a good friend of ours. They lost their youngest son in a car accident. Beautiful celebration. I don't know how to play this one. That'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Oh, this is
Beautiful,
easy.
beautiful celebration of life. Just heavy, right?
Yeah.
And so with that, you have that funeral, and then we leave the funeral, and 7 to 10 minutes later, we get rear-ended.
Oh,
So like by God's grace, no one was really hurt, and was able to talk to the individual and be like, "Yo, bro, like, don't know if you know the Lord, but you hit us, so you get to hear about him." And he was like, "No, I do," and so that was cool. And I said, "Well, all right, awesome. Praise God that you know Jesus." I said, "But this would be a good time to like, focus, right? Whatever you got going on, man, it's not worth the craziness." He's like, "Yep, no, got it." And so that was good. Then we get home, Bill, and I don't know, maybe an hour and a half later. Well, my wife runs down at probably like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. So 9:45, she runs down to the basement. I'm hosting a game for the Love Thy Nerd game night. And she runs downstairs. She's like, Joe, we need to start praying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Right? I have no context.
right.
And she's like, our neighbor's house is flooded with police right now. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, that's not good, dude. So, of course, we pray. We run upstairs. I tell the game, I'm like, guys, I gotta go. Like, we don't know what's going on. He was former military, and so he just moved in like 3 to 4 months ago. We've been trying to, just kind of minister to him as we're able, and we were just talking to him like Thursday night, right? So this is Friday, and Stephanie used to be a first responder, so she figures some things
mhm.
out and realizes like something is like no bueno. And we find out that it turns out his girlfriend murdered him, and so
Oh,
yeah. And the report just came out that he was stabbed 10 times, and then she was apprehended. Um,
oh,
so, dude, that was like crazy. Like literally our next door neighbor. So like the police tape was like in our yard all the way through like everything. Just chaos, dude. Super heavy and crazy.
wow.
Yeah. And so that all happened Friday night, and then Saturday. I walk out my door and the news is there, and they're like, "Hey, can we interview you?" And I was
Sure.
like, maybe this would be an opportunity to be able to share Jesus. And they cut all that part, minus the fact that I let out with my wife ran
Of course they
downstairs
did.
and said, "Hey, can you pray?" Or can we pray like that? They left that in, which was
Right.
cool. I let out with that, so they kind of had to because I put it in the context of the the whole thing. But
Right.
you know, either way, so then there's that, and then we're on our way to this wedding. We drop our boys off, and the daughter of the house we dropped the boys off didn't see us and backed into my other car. And so it was like, what is going on, dude? And then and so there was that again. No damage, no, like little minimal damage, nothing. Like we just were like, dude, it's okay, like move on. And so you know, so then we get to the wedding. It was an incredible experience. It was Eric from Nerd Chapel and his now bride Katie, and it was
Oh
a
yeah.
fantastic wedding. It was great, such a good time, and that was a huge blessing. And then I preached on Sunday morning. So this like it's been like go 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 go, and then it's like, oh, like I was telling you, I got my buddy. He's a missionary over in Israel. He's coming into town for the evening, and then I leave for Gen Con in the morning, and it's just been like getting everything ready and set and doing all that, and it's a whirlwind.
So,
But yeah,
so as
that's
you can tell, if you're listening to this, we like to start things off very light,
very
right?
light,
Very,
very light.
very,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
easygoing.
yeah.
Man,
Plenty.
that sounds like you've been through the ringer for a couple days. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's been heavy, but man, it's well with our soul, right? Like when the
Yeah.
second like accident happened, Stephanie and I just couldn't help but laugh. You know, we're like, okay, like got it, Lord. Like, okay, we've got to let go of some things.
Right.
We need to just like regroup. And but like I said, it was a pretty heavy weekend. Just a lot going on, but honestly, like,
Well,
yeah, still, I
and I
mean,
love that it always comes back to that with you, man. Like, that's so often as humans, like we get kind of caught up in the human nature of things and
sure.
what we want to focus on and things like that, and we don't stop. And here you are, like, very heavy situation happening right next door to you, and you get a camera in your face at some point, and your brain goes to maybe I can get Jesus out there a little bit
Hmm.
more, right? Like
Yeah.
it's such a testament to what we should be doing, right? But as humans, we get in our own way so much, and we try to just take control of things. Like I was just talking
Yeah.
with our friend Chris Porter. I know you know
Hmm.
Chris, Chris Couch Games. He was talking about prepping for Gen Con and how he's got his game company kind of really on the edge of getting started, right? Like he's got a few games out there. Like it's not like he's brand new, but he's really starting to gain some popularity, starting to get some games that are catching some attention and stuff. Had a very successful Kickstarter with his new one coming out.
Mm.
And then he's prepping games to take to Gen Con. And I guess one of the games that was going to debut at Gen Con due to logistical reasons out of his control, it's not going to make it, right?
Oh.
And he was kind of bummed about that and stuff. And I saw him post on Facebook about how this is it's dream come true level for him as a game developer too. He's going to Gen Con for the first
Mm.
time as a publisher,
Yeah.
taking all this stuff, right? And he knows he has this problem, but he's trying to like kind of just see past that and say, I've got all this other stuff going right. I'm going to go out there and make the best of it, right? I'm going to do what I can, right? And I kind of chimed in and reminded him like, hey, you focus on what you can control, right? You
Hmm.
give the rest to God, right? You've got things that are in front of you that you can control and that you should
Yep.
kind of focus on. But other than that, right, there's a lot of things out of your control, and if you're focused on those things, it's not going to do you any good. You're not going to get anywhere, right? So,
Right. 100%.
um, but yeah, I'm hoping he has a great Gen Con. If you get a
Yeah.
chance to go see, well, you won't see this until after Gen Con, but Joe will get to go see him, right? So it'll
Yep.
be after Gen Con before everybody sees this. Last episode we're recording before you had to Gen Con, before I run my Christian board game retreat here in just a couple
Yep.
of weeks. So
Yep.
uh,
And then I,
busy prep time for
yeah,
everybody as we're getting ready for everything. So
yeah, man, that's gonna be a dope time. I'm
and while we're
excited to hear the
talking, we're going to
report.
play some Can't Stop. So real quick,
Yeah. Why
run
don't you
Joe through Can't
teach me
Stop because
this?
he
Yeah.
hasn't played this, right? So it's really just press your luck dice game, right? So you're going to roll dice. It's going to give you the ability to move up on any set of tracks. You
Mhm.
see over here, you got three markers that are going to track kind of where I'm at any given time.
Sure.
So let's say I'm going to take 2 and 5, right? So it's going to put those markers out there, and I've moved up one space on 2 and one space on 5. And then
Okay.
I can choose if I want to stop right there, hold
Okay.
my place until my next turn, or if I want to continue and keep trying to roll, right? Now
Ah.
I've got an
Okay.
extra marker, so I'm not going to bust, right? If you roll and you don't get a combination of dice that match up with a column that's available, then you bust, everything goes back down to where you started that turn, right? First person to fill 3 columns is going to win, right? So the first one to reach the top of 3 different columns is going to win.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
and obviously you can kind of see if you play dice and you kind of play odds games and stuff like that,
Hmm.
right? The ones that are harder to roll have a very short path to the top. The easier ones, the 6, 7, 8 combination, is going to take you quite a ways to get up to the top of that, right?
Yeah.
Um, Kind of from a strategic standpoint, if I've got one left over here, there's no danger in re-rolling because I can always put it out there. Now, if you're playing with a larger group of people, once the columns start filling up, then you run into a little bit more danger because if everything else was full and I'm on the 2 and the 5 and I roll a 7 and a 6, right? Like
Mm.
there's nowhere to put it, right? So just because I have a marker doesn't mean that I'm necessarily safe. But in this instance, I am, and I'm going to check the 5 and the 8, so it keeps moving me up. I push my luck a little bit here. So these play pretty quick. You see there, everything came up not
Oh, so
possible for me, so
okay.
I
So if
bust
it's
it.
not possible,
Everything
you
goes
lose
away.
everything. Oh,
Yeah, you lose all your progress. So you got to choose whether or not you want to stop and kind of hold your progress and be able to continue next time, or if you
yeah.
want to push your luck a little bit further, right? So now
Got
those rolls should have
it.
jumped to you, right?
Yep,
So
they did. They did. Uh,
yeah, so board game retreat, we're close. We've got about 2 weeks left. I got 2 rooms left, right? So we rented out the entire hotel on the campus that we're going to be at. There's 30 rooms in there that we had available to us. We've rented 28 of those rooms. So just over, I think we're right around 63 or 64 people that'll be
okay.
in attendance now. So pretty excited about it. Seeing people starting to create some, we're using tabletop events. So people are creating events
Yeah.
out there where people can sign up to play games with them and stuff. So should be a good time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, it's
So,
gonna be super dope. Yeah. I
and
just
then on
kept.
top
I.
of that, this,
Oh.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying. I pushed my luck in
Oh,
this game like
how do
way.
I how do
I
I
thought I
bust
had
on
it.
that?
I thought I had it, and I just blew it.
Yeah, no, this is the dice hate me game, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you have combinations out there. You're like, well, I'm sitting on 6 and 7, so I've got two of the, like what you're doing right now, right? Like I've got two of the relatively easy ones to roll, so I should be okay. But it'll lull you into that, and then all of a sudden you'll
Yep.
roll
Yep.
12s and 2s, and everything that you shouldn't have rolled.
Just
So
things you didn't want to roll. Yeah. Exactly.
now, once you get to the top, just so you know, because neither one of us are close to that yet,
Yeah.
but once you get to the top of the column, it's going to fill that column with your colored disc, and that column is no longer available to anybody else playing.
So they can't use that number at
Right.
all. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That and
Right.
that
Yeah. So you
pushes.
kind of lock that number in at that point, right? Which is what I was trying to explain earlier. Of when you
Yeah.
play with more people, you get a couple people that start filling columns. All of a sudden, now you've got fewer spaces to even be able to get to, right? So
Yeah.
no, and then this Friday, the last Friday of every month, I run a local community game night that we started a little while ago. There's a store here in town. That's I don't know what the back end of it is, Life or something like that, but they sell energy teas and electrolyte teas and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And they asked us to kind of come in, and they had put out that they wanted to start doing some evening events. So I jumped on that. I'm like, I've been looking to do a board game night. Can we do it there? Um, so they agreed. We started doing that a few months ago now. We do it the last Friday of every month, so that's coming up
Okay.
this Friday. Man, I cannot roll. um, Going to teach container this time
Oh,
around.
okay. Okay.
So new old, right? That's a old classic that All Plays brought back. But got to get that to the table and introduce the people to that. We've had a lot of success with this. I've actually taken to the point of, I've seen a lot of people talking about like, I want to start a game night. How do I do that? Or
Mm-hmm.
what should I do? Or what game should I play? Or whatever. And I've always just kind of paid attention to those conversations, but never really chimed in. And now I feel like, this is going on 4 months that we've been doing this, and I feel like I've got a little bit of input of what I've seen work, right? And
Yeah.
exciting to be able to. I think one of the biggest things for me in anything I do, whether it be work or personal life or whatever, is mentorship. I always have mentors like yourself. I consider you a mentor for some of the stuff that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I have people that I look to as mentors, and I have people that I look to that I can mentor too. And I think that's very important in my life, in
Yeah.
both professional and personal life. So being able to take some of these experiences and be able to say, hey, like I've actually, we've kind of tried some things and I know what worked and what didn't work. So let me
Yeah.
try to help. Right. So
Love it.
um, for those curious, one of the things that I really try to focus on, especially very early on when I did this, was we took games that had a simple mechanic, right? Just a single mechanic that we could play. A game like a Flip 7 or even a little bit more of a complex game, but a game like Rebirth, where it's just flip a token, place a tile, right? And you try and area control and helping them learn that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we really looked at was trying to educate people both with, um, here's what we're doing, here's what you do in this game, but also trying to educate them a little bit on just board gaming, right?
Hmm.
So being able to say, we're going to play Rebirth and kind of during the game tell them, okay, so what we're playing here is a mechanic called area control, right? So we're
Yeah.
gonna,
Ugh.
oh look, I'm gonna take that 7
Yeah.
fall.
You're a
Okay,
punk.
that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah. I know, and
But
I
being
almost
able to
pushed
kind
you,
of
but
give them that lexicon to where they could talk about that, right? And now they know, oh, I really like area control games, or I really like these other games, right? So
yeah.
um, it gives them the ability to kind of start speaking the language, if you would, and knowing what they like and what we can introduce them to later. So, now we're going to take, we've got a couple of people that have started coming back. We've seen kind of the complexity that we can play with some of these people that we're seeing on a regular basis. Oh, wah,
This
wah.
game sucks. I mean, love this game, Bill.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
This
gonna
is
push it
one
on.
that,
Yeah, I was gonna push it on the sevens, and then I was like, nah,
yeah,
and then it just bit me,
yeah.
and now it's all
No,
downhill.
this is
Now,
one I would like
now,
to. We jump into these quite a bit because you can see how quick it plays,
oh
right?
yeah,
Like
oh it's
you'll
great.
see guys like spin these up in the morning when they're just looking for something to do for a little bit. There are, if you're familiar with BGA, there's tournaments that you can join out there, and
Hmm.
this one has a pretty regular daily tournament that you can jump into that just plays in 24 hours, right? And it's a bracket play, but it plays really quick and really easy. But people are intense about their can't stop sometimes. So
Sure, sure.
yeah. But no, we've been able to introduce some more complex games, right? Like we'll roll Container out, which if you haven't played Container is
Hmm.
a fairly complex economic game. Not
Yeah,
really. I mean, the mechanics of it aren't really all that hard. It's just the understanding of how to maximize the economics of it is hard because
yeah,
you're producing things that somebody has to buy from you so that they can ship their containers to an area where you can buy their containers. But so you're trying to acquire containers from other people, right? You have kind of these secret goals where you need the most red containers or you need the most green containers or whatever the case may be. But you have to kind of influence the market to get the green containers to a place where you can buy them because you can't just produce them yourself.
got it.
So interesting concept of that game. So Gen Con, you're working for All Play, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yep,
Or are you
yep.
going to be with Bezier?
I'm overseeing all of that. So, but we're with All Play, we're with Bezier, and we're with the Escape Room USA. And
Okay.
so, yeah, yep.
So
But yeah,
do you know what
when
you're
we
going to be
were,
teaching or anything?
so I'm actually not like slated in that. So I'm learning basically all of the stuff. Dang, you just smoked me. All right, run it back. Let's go. Let's play
Run it
again.
back. Well, get a trophy, never two without three.
Yeah.
That means, again, if you're not familiar with
Can we just hit
the
play again
rematches,
here? Or does it like request a rematch? What is the
propose a
difference?
rematch, I think.
What's the
I don't know.
difference? Like play again, propose a rematch. Like I would assume.
Eh,
Maybe it's just because, oh, maybe you play again, you play with someone different.
Maybe you're just playing the game again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, but
BGA has
yeah,
all kinds of little trophies you can earn as you go through. You just saw one pop up on my screen said never two without three. You get that trophy anytime you've won a game three times in a row,
oh my
right? So,
gosh, dude, what are you talking about? How is that possible? This game's broken, Bill.
It is broken. The dice hate you.
So, all
Right?
right. So,
So,
like, all right. What are the dice on the side there again? Like, you have that. Like, you have a 2, a 3, a 6, and a 6. What are those again?
what are you looking at here?
Well, your dice up in the top left
Yeah.
hand
So
corner.
over here on the top left hand corner, that's what I rolled. Right. So with BGA, it's just telling me what the combinations are
Oh,
possible on
because
the
you're
right
only
hand
playing
side.
with 4 dice.
Right.
Got it. That makes more
Yeah.
sense.
So we rolled these 4 dice, and then it's telling me, hey, here's what's
Got
possible out of
it.
this 4 dice.
I
Right.
probably could have looked at that
Uh,
and known, but yeah. So you're just making any combinations. Got it. Based on the
yeah.
4. So I see now.
Uh,
I see where Mountain Goats got their entire idea from. Then.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Uh, Mountain Goats. So you, speaking of which, you're going to Gen Con, right? That's Mountain Goats Legacy.
Yep.
Will hit the table at Gen Con, right? So
Yes.
I've
Yes,
seen
it
it.
will.
Actually, my board game convention that I run in Kansas City called Meepleathon. We're partners with Allplay very closely, and Allplay actually provides storage for us in exchange for other things on the back end, right? But
Yeah.
them being at our convention and things like that. Um, so actually get to go to the Allplay headquarters quite a bit. Saw pallets of Mountain Goat Legacy sitting there. Was getting excited just seeing the fact that
Yeah.
they're coming, right? So
Yep.
um, should be a good game. And unlike most Legacy games, you don't have to break the game, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. You can run it back, which is nice. Yeah. Plus, I think it looks pretty good
Uh,
too.
yeah.
I mean, I
I
like
tell you, the
Mountain
one that's
Goats.
really catching fire though is so it's coming out with that, and you'll see it as well at Gen Con. Um, Enchanted Ivy, right? Which is Allplay's
Mm.
first game that they've released that is exclusively a solo game, right? So it's just a solo game. It's the first time that they ventured into a game that is solo only, not just a solo mode, right? It's developed specifically for that. Um, but interestingly enough, I've seen some people, our friend Rob Searing, one with Board Games with Rob, but
Yep.
a lot of people are really talking very, very highly of it. I
Interesting.
guess it's starting to get into people's hands. They're starting to play it a little bit.
Huh.
Rob, one that he just recently posted about it and was surprised by it because he doesn't like the game solo, right? So he gave it a shot just because Allplay asked him to take a look at it and let him know what he thought. So he gave it a shot, but he was like, I don't know, I don't like solo, so this is probably not going to go well. And
Yeah.
then turns out he loved it, right? So and speaking very highly of it, I think he gave it a perfect rating even. Said it was the first time he'd
Wow.
ever given a perfect rating to a game. So
Huh. Yeah, I haven't
that one will
actually
also be at Gen
played it.
Con. None of you will see this till after Gen Con, so now you'll know what you missed and what you need to go buy. But Enchanted Ivy seems to be catching people's attention. So
You know what I don't like about this game on BGA is that every time it's not possible, it makes that bump, 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 like Jeopardy sound.
do
Just
that.
to
Yeah.
rub it in, like, oh, you got no possible movements. Ha ha ha
Just
ha ha
just
ha.
letting you know it's broke, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did I get there? I did. Got up on 2 at least.
So when you're actually playing the game in person, you just have a number of these chips and then your own color chips that you swap out, or like they flip over.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
No, so you've got the 3 black, and then you've got yeah, you've got a handful of chips in your color to block out the row. So
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah.
I think this is an older game. It's been around for a while. There's probably different versions out. I know I've seen one that I don't know if somebody custom made something, but there was one that had um basically just a tile that you could lay across, right? Instead of a bunch of chips. So then when I blocked out a row, I could just lay down a green bar that covered that row
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
that
putting a
makes
bunch of
sense.
dots out there, right?
Yep. Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, because you can
I was
only
I
move
was watching
where
you.
you.
I was like, look at
Yeah,
you go.
nah. Yeah, because like what makes it tough is you can only once all 3 of your chips are out there, you can only move on those 3 areas, and
Yeah,
so that's what creates the tension.
yeah, yeah. So then you got to figure out how far do I want to push this, right? Like,
Yep.
and again, like right there, right? Like I'm sitting on 7. Seven's supposed to be the easiest thing to roll. So you're like, oh, I can go another one. And then you roll on the outsides, and suddenly it's done. So, oh. So this is where, and you've got all 3 out there, but this is where it gets interesting because, right, pressing your luck now is kind of a big risk
Yeah, I'm not
because
gonna do because
you lose a column.
last time I lost everything, and
Yeah.
I would need to roll a 5 or an 11.
Right. Well, and where it gets interesting is, like I said, right, like, if we look at the board now, an 8's not gonna do me any good because I can't play on the 8 and I can't play on the 2,
Yep.
right? So even in your situation, I thought what I thought had happened was that you had cleared the 8, but you still had a dot left, right?
Mm.
But then sometimes that gets interesting. I think I had played it for a long time before I kinda stopped and realized, like, anytime I have a dot over there, I'm like, "Oh, I just keep going," right? Because I don't have to worry about busting.
Sure.
But the board was getting full, and I didn't
Yeah.
really comprehend the fact that just because I had a dot over there, I still was gonna have to roll one of the empty columns,
Correct.
right?
Oh, nice.
And suddenly I busted because, like, right now, right? Like, now you're down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? But if you were to suddenly roll 2 11s and move up to the top of the 11, you've got 2 tokens left, but you've also blocked another column on yourself. So
Yes. But yeah, so
I
there's
like
sometimes,
these
yeah.
these quick to learn, somewhat strategic games. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people out there that really hate dice games, right? They don't like the chance. Yeah, they don't like they like a little bit more control over situations. So
Yeah.
I'm currently
Yes.
with a group of CBG folks, with Christian board game folks. I'm currently running through Zombicide, which was maybe my entry into modern board gaming. I had a guy at work that brought a Zombicide game one night and said, "Let's do a game night," and introduced me to
Okay.
uh, what that was. Right, so trying to survive the apocalypse and move around and achieve
Yeah.
missions and stuff. It's funny. I've played that game a ton. Was like, oh, this will be fun. I wanted something campaign that I could get into with a group of people and just kind of keep moving through levels
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And so I threw it out there. And Zombicide's one that you have to play with six, or you play multi-handed. Right? There has to be
Yeah.
six characters on the board. Um, so we got a group of six of us, and I'm like, oh, this will be fun. And let's start with the tutorial, and then we'll move on through. And it took us like 7 times to get the tutorial passed. And I'm like, oh, so this is gonna be a little challenging. I see, because we've got different styles and different people and different approaches. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, and we're currently in mission one. So we passed the tutorial. We're on to the first mission, and we're struggling to get to mission one. So but it's a lot of fun. A lot of lighthearted people playing it, which is helpful, right? When you're
Yeah.
in a situation like that where you're gonna fail a lot, you're like, you got to just have fun with the play until you get to the point that till you're succeeding, right? Uh oh, come on.
This game must play so fast with multiple players. How many players does it normally play up
It
to?
does. I think it plays up to four.
Okay.
Four is the most I've seen play it. Oh, come on, give me that four. And I keep pushing it. There it is. I took you again.
Yep. That's a bummer.
Yeah. So normally we run for about an hour. We're only gonna run for about 45 minutes or a little less today.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my 20th victory. It can't stop. Look, Joe, you were here for it.
I was here for it. Yep.
That you were
That
here to help push me across that. So,
it's what I do, man.
uh, yeah,
It's if I'm ever going to be anywhere, it should be on the I just gave you your 20th win. See, I knew that.
right.
I knew that, and so I was
That's
like,
what.
yeah.
You were like, oh, let's let Bill win one. I see. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
let's let Bill win one
Yeah,
cuz
yeah.
nope, that is not how that went.
So I mentioned the shorter time frame just because we're coming up on it, right? But like Joe said, a lot of things busy going on in his life. I would invite. Obviously, you guys are seeing this weeks after the fact, but I'd invite you to keep Joe and his family in prayer. Right? That's a lot going on at one time. And man, again, like, kudos to you to be looking for the blessings in all of it, right? And the ability to evangelize a little bit and be out there and just be with God through all of that you're going through, right? Like, that's, and it doesn't, right? Like, obviously there's a lot of stuff that's adjacent to you, right? Like, it's your
Mhm.
neighbor, that's obviously it's your neighbor's life that's going through
Yep.
something, right? It's your but still, I mean, cars, man, that is the biggest stress for me. Like,
Yeah.
a car breaking down, a car being dented, a car accident of any kind, man, that will raise my stress level faster
Mm.
than just about anything in my life. So I can't imagine two accidents over the course of 4 days, right? Or three
Yeah.
days.
And
That's
again, man, like thankfully nobody was hurt. There wasn't really there was like
yeah.
damage, but not a ton. I think the guy was shocked when I got out and was like, "Bro, like, are you okay?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Are you all right?" And he's like,
Mm.
"Yeah." And I was like, "All right." I'm looking at the front of his car. I'm like, "There's really nothing there." Like a little bit on our bumper, and I was like, I mean, not necessarily a little, but not like something that's gonna like hinder our driving or hinder like our
Sure.
vehicle. Had it gone further, like, and he would have messed up the tailgate, that would have made more sense, right? Like we wouldn't be able to lift
Right.
up the back or whatever, but it really wasn't like that. It was enough to feel the hit, that's for sure. And he basically just was
Mm.
like, dude, I lost kind of control of the trailer that I'm pulling, and that's why. I was like, bro, it happens. Like, it's okay. And so I was like, as long as you're good. And again, just like when I had the quick Jesus talk, he was like, yep, nope, I do. And I'm like, cool. Well, he's getting your attention. Like, just focus, bro. Like, praise God that nobody
Right.
was hurt and everything's fine. He's like, yeah, no, it makes total sense. And then,
Yeah.
and the other one was like, again, we were dropping our boys off, and there, it's the daughter of our friend, and basically it was just the worst timing. Like, you know, you like the way that driveway works is like if you like you're checking, you're looking, you're fine. We had just pulled in, and because of how the cars were, we couldn't like pull all the way in, and she just hadn't looked that one last time, and then like it just
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, there's nothing we could do about it. We were just like in the spot. There's
Yeah.
no, change, but
Yeah, I had a fender bender years ago, and it's one of my favorite. I hate small town stories, right? Because
yeah.
I grew up small town. As an adult, I moved into the cities and lived city life a little bit more. And then I met my wife, and she teaches out here at a Lutheran high school, and I fell in
Mhm.
love with the high school itself and the environment and everything. And we moved. We had talked about moving kind of between here and Kansas City, but we ended up settling small town. But I had a hard time adjusting, right? Like small town was just not my thing.
Yeah.
Um, there's a little ice cream shop here in town. I went there one day to get some ice cream. My wife was actually helping decorate the annex, the gym area for prom, right? So I offer, I'm going to go get some ice cream for all the people that are decorating. It's going to be great. I go to the ice cream shop. I go to back out, and kind of the situation you're talking about, like you kind of back out into the street. There's a shop across the street that's an automotive shop, and somebody had backed out behind me from there. Um, and I guess he thought I was done, right? That I was getting ready to move forward, and I wasn't. So he rear-ended me. Um, so we pull back into the ice cream shop. I get my insurance card out and everything. I take the insurance card to him, and I'm like, "Let me get your insurance info." Or I get his insurance information. I said, "Let me grab my card real quick."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh no, I know you. Like you're Bill Ivy." And I'm like, "Don't do that right now. Like I'm already,
Don't
like
do
I said,
that.
car problems stress me out, right? So I'm
Yeah,
already
yeah,
stressed as it is, right? And now you're gonna small town me, and that's not okay."
yeah.
And no, he's like, "If anything comes up, I'll just swing by the house. Like I know right where you live." And I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go. Like I gotta get away from you for a little bit." So
So
I go back to my wife's school. I drop the ice cream off. I'm sitting at the school while they're working, and I'm on the phone with my insurance agent, and I'm like giving her all the insurance information from him and everything. And she's like, "What's his phone number?" And I'm like, "I didn't get his phone number. I've got his insurance card. I've got a picture of his insurance card. I've got all the insurance information. I don't know why you would need his phone number, right? Like, I did exactly what you're trained to do, right? I
yep.
exchanged insurance information with the gentleman." And she's like, "Well, no, I need his phone number." I'm like, "I'm telling you, lady, I don't have his phone number." One of the ladies that was helping set up for prom comes walking past me and stops and goes, "Do you need my dad's phone number for something? I can give it to you." And I just looked at my wife and I'm like, "I gotta go. I'm going back to the house. I'm closing the house. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot be in this small town anymore today." Right.
It is
Yeah.
over
But
today. Yeah.
yeah, but same situation you're talking about. It's one of those like it's really
Yep.
nobody's fault, right? You just
Yep.
kind of you back out, and everything looks fine, and next thing you know,
Yeah.
something happens, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep. I mean, such is life, man. I'd rather go out and, I just trust the Lord with the situations. And I mean, I know people that are like agoraphobic, right? They don't want to leave their house. Like
uh,
that's not it. But no, man, we're like I said, we're trusting the Lord. It's by his grace for sure. And we're just in that place of wanting to be obedient and trust in him. But man, it's been a heavy go. It's been a lot, and all
yeah,
that. Most of it happened in a 24-hour period. I mean, most of it was Friday into Saturday, and then again, it's just been go go go. So it's been like a lot of like there's tragedy, and then there's like celebration, and then there's
mm,
the preaching, and then
Right.
I mean, another cool thing is we've been watching the Lord of the Rings movies with our boys. So we watched the Two Towers, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is
Uh,
amazing!" And so like, I don't know, but it's been good. And then
the
just the go
did
go
the
go.
was the sermon recorded out there somewhere? I bet this might have been a very
Uh,
interesting sermon on Sunday.
yeah, I mean, I think so, yeah. But it was an interesting sermon, but it didn't have anything to do with any of that. I didn't bring any of
Oh,
that
I
in.
just figured with everything going on, like
Nope.
you got some perspective to lay down on Sunday morning at that
Yeah.
point,
Oh,
right?
I was definitely amped up, but it was not. No, the message was titled, how we reach the world, and
Sure.
it was really a mode of like calling us back to the mode of relational evangelism and stop pointing at the darkness, saying it's dark outside. Okay, cool, you're the light. Go outside, right? Like engage. We can't reach a world we're unwilling to step into, and we are not called to leave the world. We're called to be in it, not of it, but in it. And so, really, that was the crux of the message: is going out and engaging the culture around us for Christ, and how we do that through building relationships. And so you talk about how we actually reach the world here, how we go out. We can't reach a world we don't enter their world without leaving ours, right? Like, so like the idea is like, I don't have to compromise who I am in Christ to enter into the world. As a matter of fact, if anything, as I'm living boldly for Jesus, it becomes more clear, right? Like people see it because they're
Sure.
like, you're different. And that leads into the illustration of fishers of men, and how we're fishers, not hunters. And the idea is that this is like, it requires time and patience and perseverance and knowing where the fish are and all that kind of stuff, and then going into salt and light. And then the hard one for people too is love your enemies, and like walking through like the reality that we're called to, if our enemy's hungry, feed him; if he's thirsty, give him something to drink. And that requires
Yep.
proximity. Like, a lot of these texts assume that our lives will be surrounded by those who don't know Jesus, right? Like, how can
Yeah.
I feed my enemy if I don't know him? Or if they're like, I'm saying, like, there's got to be some level of proximity here. Like, I'm involved and engaged. And if you look at it just on a real crass level, it's like you have enemies of God and children of God, right? And so the children of God go into the world where there are enemies of God, because those who aren't for him are against
Mhm.
him, and we go and we show the love of Christ to them, meeting needs, meeting them in those spaces, and just pouring in and showing them Jesus. And the final point was just live a life worth explaining. And so basically the idea that is First Peter 3, where he talks about the fact that be prepared to make a defense for the hope that is in you when they ask. So yeah, and that was that. But I just realized it's
That's
1:30.
such a
I have to go
challenge.
to the
Yep.
next one. I'm
Yep.
on to the next thing as I go meet with Daniel from around the board, as we talk about our
From
new
around the
podcast.
board. Yeah.
Teaser drop is we're gonna be doing what would Jesus play. So excited for that. But I don't want to leave him, so I gotta go, Bill. I'm so
Good. Yeah.
sorry. But
Go talk to Daniel. Go see Daniel tomorrow, right? So,
yes,
or
I will.
Thursday at
I
least.
will
So,
see
yeah.
him. Yep. So, all right,
All
bro.
right, man.
Cool
Have a
beans.
good trip.
Later. Bye.
You guys.